G'day guys, this is Forristicat here, Talkback World's video game correspondent. I'm here today to bring you a review on Uncharted 2 for the PlayStation 3. Now, my previous episodes are all available on www.youtubeworld.com/talkbackworld. They include my journey in video games and Fallout 3 retrospective. And most recently added is my Heavy Rain review for the PlayStation 3. Basically, I'm going through all the games that I'm sort of most passionate about and are my personal favorite games of all time. As you would have gathered from previous episodes that I've done, personally, me as a gamer, I really appreciate a good storyline in a game. I really enjoy characters which I care about and that I like and that are well developed. And the third, I guess, is more of a bypass or a byproduct rather of the first two combined, which is you want to have some sort of emotion. At least for me personally, something. Don't get me wrong, games should be fun, but if there's some sort of emotion, whether it be sadness or joy, or I guess I'm diving into emotions that you would experience probably more watching a movie. But for me personally, if attention is paid to this criteria, I'm going to enjoy the game a lot. And in my personal opinion, all the games I'm bringing to you in these reviews, they are all games that meet this criteria in spades. So where does Uncharted 2 sit in my favorite games of all time? Well, I was thinking about this, and to be honest, I think it probably sits at number 5, behind Fahrenheit, Heavy Rain, Shenmue 1, and number 1 spot is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And I'm going to be carrying those. I'm going to be talking about those games later on, but today it's Uncharted 2. Now, I would really appreciate if everyone stops listening to this review, and goes to youtube.com and types in the following: Uncharted 2 colon, that is COLOGNE trailer. So go to youtube.com, type in that. It'll come up with a video right up the top, and it's added by the user PlayStation. It goes for 1 minute and 41 seconds. Crank up your sound, put it on the highest quality 720p, and go and experience this trailer. This is definitely one of the most epic trailers I've ever seen, and it really sort of automatically it refreshes my memory of when I played the game and what made the game so good. So I'll give a bit of background to Uncharted 1. Basically, you have your classical Indiana Jones type dude. He's Nathan Drake. And in Uncharted 1, he goes to find a particular lost city of El Dorado. And he tries to get there using this ring. He claims to be one of the descendants of Sir Francis Drake. And from there, he follows the path of a diary written by him once he finds his coffin. And the story develops from there. And of course, that's just the first aspects of the story, and everything develops from there. And like my other reviews, I don't want to go into details of the story, because if a story is good, you should be experiencing it firsthand, not via a middleman such as me. So that's Uncharted 1. Now, Uncharted 1 was a pretty damn good game in its own respects, but Uncharted 2, when you play Uncharted 2 and think back to Uncharted 1, it really is like comparing goats to ants. So Uncharted 2, you're basically looking for the lost city of Shambhala, and you get involved with many other characters throughout the game, and ultimately things become a bit supernatural, but the story is there, and I do find the story to be very entertaining. It's very much inspired by your Indiana Joneses, your Tomb Raiders, but at the same time, it really is its own creature. So, what makes this game so great? Well, first of all, and I just have to put this out there before I forget, the voice acting in this game is, in my experience, the best voice acting I've ever heard in any game. Now guys, if there's a better game out there that has better voice acting or is on par with it, please let me know in the comments so I can go check it out. But you know, I wouldn't call myself a video game fanatic. I'm sort of a connoisseur, or I like to pick and choose the games that, you know, satisfy the reasons why I want to play games, which, as I mentioned many times now, story, character, emotions. There's just a lot of games out there, but you know, everyone has to pick the games that satisfy themselves. And if it's fun, you know, there's a lot of games that are fun, but this game got Game of the Year, and I think I read somewhere it got the most awards of all time. Like, it just cleaned up all these other random awards along the way, and it was for a very good reason. So when you've watched that Cologne trailer, and the part I want to refer to the most is the part where he says, you know, what's that saying? Fortune favors the bold. And really, you know, go back and listen to that soundbite, and just pay attention to the inflection in his voice when he says, you know, the bold, and you know, you can almost infer that he's got a bit of like sadness, or as if he's about to cry or have some emotional response. I mean, voice acting like that, it's very rare in games. What game am I playing at the moment? At the moment, I'm playing Alan Wake. It's a very, I'll admit it's a bit of a scary experience when I'm playing it at night time. The story it reminds me a bit like Inception. You know, what's real, what's not real. But after you've played a game like Uncharted 2 with the voice acting quality being as high as it is, and then you go back to games which don't have the same level of authenticity in people's voices, such as Alan Wake, unfortunately. I mean, I call it, well, personally I have a name for this. I call it the Wire syndrome. And what I mean by that is, you know, The Wire is such a good TV show. You see other TV shows and it makes other TV shows look crap. So if you've experienced like something at the height and then you go back down to something else, you know, you realize that, oh, well, hold on a sec, the quality, if people put effort into it, can get this good. And now I'm listening to Alan Wake and I'm like, well, you know, the voices here, it's very, there's no emotion behind the voices, and that's another story. But basically, in a nutshell, Alan Wake, potential for a good story, but the elements mixed in with it, like voice acting, is a major one, and a couple of issues with the story as well. Basically, I could think of why to do Alan Wake that would really blow people's minds, but I digress. Back to Uncharted 2. Okay, Uncharted 2's action sequences are insane. Are insane. The peak of it, and maybe it's a bit of a spoiler, but I don't consider it to be a major spoiler. But if you don't want to know anything about this, then you know, don't listen to it. Is when I'm on a building and a helicopter fires like missiles into the building, and then the building is like collapsing, and as it's collapsing, all the furniture is moving everywhere, and yet I'm still shooting at other people, other bad guys in the room. You know, experience like that is just insane, and the fact that the graphics are as breathtaking as they are, and still, regardless, the graphics are the same all the way through, despite, you know, action sequences or whatever. It really is something else. The level of detail, quality, and scenery, very cinematic visuals, very beautiful visuals, like, you know, when you climb a hotel in Nepal as you're trying to locate some sort of temple. It really adds a, let's face it, I mean, there's many pretty games out there, but just because something looks nice doesn't make it, you know, a good game. But the fact that you've got all these supporting elements such as story, your characters, your voice acting,